welcome back. Today's discussion is all about a new family of language models called LLaMA. I've never heard of them before, so I'm really excited to learn something new. What are these LLaMA models and why are they important?
LLaMA stands for Large Language Model Meta AI. It's a collection of language models ranging in size from 7 billion to 65 billion parameters. What makes them really stand out is that they're trained using only publicly available datasets. This is a big deal because many top-performing language models use proprietary data, making it hard for researchers to replicate and improve upon their work.
Wow, publicly available data only? That sounds amazing. So what kind of data did they use? Did they use like a bunch of books or something?
They used a mix of sources. A big chunk came from Common Crawl, which is a massive data set of web pages. They also included data from C4, a curated data set, GitHub, Wikipedia, books from Project Gutenberg and Books 3, archive papers, and Stack Exchange. It's a pretty diverse collection.
That's a lot of data. How does having all this publicly available data help researchers?
It allows for greater transparency and reproducibility. Researchers can now examine the training data and understand how the model learns. It also opens up the possibility for collaborative improvements and the development of more ethical and less biased models.
So how do these LLaMA models perform compared to other more established models?
Surprisingly well. The 13 billion parameter LLaMA model outperforms GPT-3, which has 175 billion parameters on many benchmarks. The 65 billion parameter LLaMA model is competitive with the very best models like Chinchilla and Palm.
That's incredible. A smaller model outperforming a much larger one? What's the secret sauce?
It's not just about the size of the model, but also the quality and quantity of the training data. LLaMA benefits from being trained on a massive amount of data, even if the model itself is smaller. They also made some clever architectural improvements to improve training efficiency.
So what are some of the architectural improvements they made? I'm not a computer scientist, so keep it simple.
They use techniques like pre-normalization, a SwiGLU activation function, and rotary embeddings. These are all tweaks to the standard transformer architecture that improve training stability and performance. Think of them as making the model learn faster and more efficiently.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about the downsides? I've heard that large language models can sometimes be biased or even generate toxic content. Did they address that?
Yes, they did evaluate the models for bias and toxicity using several standard benchmarks. They found that, like other models, LLaMA exhibits some biases, particularly related to gender and religion. Toxicity also increased with model size. However, the researchers are open about these limitations and encourage further research to mitigate these issues.
So what's the next step? What are the researchers planning to do with LLaMA?
They've already released the models to the research community, which is a huge step towards open science. They also plan to train even larger models in the future and explore techniques like instruction fine-tuning to improve performance and reduce biases.
Instruction fine-tuning, what's that?
It's a way to train the model to better follow instructions by providing it with examples of instructions and their corresponding outputs. It's like teaching the model how to be a good assistant.
That sounds really useful. So overall, what's your take on LLaMA?
LLaMA represents a significant advancement in the field of language models. The open source nature and competitive performance make it a valuable tool for researchers and developers alike. The fact that it achieves state-of-the-art results using only publicly available data is particularly noteworthy. However, it's crucial to remember that these models are not perfect and require ongoing work to address biases and potential harms.
So it's a powerful tool, but we need to use it responsibly.
That's a great point to end on. Thanks for explaining all this to me. I feel much more informed now.
You're welcome. It's important to understand both the potential and limitations of these powerful technologies.
Absolutely. And thanks to the listeners for joining us for this discussion on LLaMA. We hope you found it informative and engaging.
We appreciate you tuning in.
Until next time, thanks again for joining us.